evening, and welcome to a psalm and a song. A dear friend of mine was asking me the other week about, well, what was that song that you were playing when we started this little service? And I don't know what I was playing last week, and I don't know what I'm playing this week. But sometimes I think those are better than the songs that we end up doing for the song and a psalm and a song. And that's life. I hope you are well on this Wednesday. So our psalm for the week comes to us, bits of Psalm 45. Hear, O daughter, consider and incline your ear. Forget your people and your father's house, and the king will desire your beauty. Since he is your Lord, bow to him. Daughter Tyre will seek your favor with gifts, the richest of the people with all kinds of wealth. The princess is decked in her chamber with gold woven robes. In many colored robes she is led to the king. Behind her, the virgins, her companions, follow. With joy and gladness they are led along as they enter the palace of the king. In the place of ancestors, you, O king, shall have sons. You will make them princes in all the earth. I will cause your name to be celebrated in all generations. Therefore, the peoples will praise you forever and ever. And there you go, Psalm 45. Lots of good things to happen. I bet there's the imagery in that would be fascinating to unpack. And I apologize for not being a good biblical scholar. I know more than one scholar in the Psalms who would be able to tell us all kinds of interesting things about what that part of Psalm 45 was all about, who it was addressed to, what it referenced, and all kinds of good stuff. But sometimes it has to fall on ears like mine. And I'm going to lump you in with me. And we just hear it and we say, okay. And hear it as a psalm of praise and go on with it. Let me tell you who's been on my mind this week. I have a couple of people that are very dear to me that are in similar spaces. One described himself as most interesting, described himself as religious but not spiritual. You know, if you talk to people these days for a generation, it's been, well, I'm spiritual but not religious, and that's why I don't go to church. But this fellow was able to articulate that he is in fact religious but not spiritual. He has a church that he attends, and he is a big part of, and he takes part in, and he finds joy and fulfillment in doing all of that. But the spiritual aspect is kind of lost on him. And in a similar vein, I have another dear friend who will tell you that the community is the thing. There's a part of me as a pastor, as a preacher, even sometimes a theologian, and there's a part of me that wants to argue with that and say, no, God is present, and there's a very real theology that we need to embrace, and that is the substance of life. That is the stuff of God that makes life worth living. I want to say all that stuff because it's what I've been trained to do. It's what I think I ought to do. The reality is it ignores what those people have just said to me. It listens to it and throws it out the window, right? Everything that's valuable to them, they've said to me, this has meaning to me. This is how my life is shaped around. This is what I hear. This is how I respond to what I hear. And what do I want to do? I just simply want to say, okay, that's nice. Let me tell you what I think, and because I'm the pastor. Yeah. There's a lesson in there for me. And maybe for you. Maybe we go through seasons in our life, changes in our life, where sometimes church and stained glass and beautiful things around us like this, and singing songs and reading scripture and praying prayers, sometimes those are deeply needed and necessary. And other times we can't make heads or tails of it. The scripture hasn't changed. Songs haven't changed. But we're always changing. It's that old proverb, you never step into the same river twice. That's you and me. We change like that. I wonder if we have any grace with ourselves about that change. I don't think I always have much grace with me, and sometimes I don't have much grace with you. No. Listen for God's voice. Do what Jesus tells us. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Instead of asking ourselves, what's the honest truth of today? What's the honest truth of my life today? Where am I? What's meaningful to me? What speaks to me? What gives me strength? What is feeding me? What is not feeding me? What do I find to have all the nutritional value of cardboard? And am I telling myself I must have that? I'm supposed to eat the cardboard. That's the stuff that's good for me, even though I know, bodily know, that it's not. Religious, but not spiritual. How about that? That's one they're not tracking in surveys, I promise you. I hope that you find yourself well today, wherever you are, as you identify yourself on the spectrum of that. I hope ultimately you come down with some grace for yourself and say, I'm okay. I'm on a journey. I'm doing fine. I'm living my life. Child of God, child of your parents, Chicago Cubs fan, whatever it is you happen to be, however you identify, that's okay. This is a song that I alighted on for this topic. Why not? He's got the whole world in his hands. 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 He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got you and me, sister, in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got the whole world 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 in his hands. Why not? Good to be with you again. Hope your summer's going good. Hope you're staying cool wherever you are, because if you're here, Lord, it's hot. It's always good to spend a little time this week with you. Peace, friends.